Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's kiki, which is spilling everything on Vanderpump Rules, what's coming out, new lies, new scandals, Lala Kent unhinged, you know what to do. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and share, and join our newsletter, which is linked down below for free. So with that, let's dive into our first story. Now, Lala is basically confirming everything that we said about the insert scenes, the re-edited scenes, the producers going back and trying to now kind of patch together a storyline about Tom and Ariana and Raquel and all of that stuff. Because remember when they had the scenes where it was like James came over and he was like, oh, really? They know? And then they did that weird like comic book thing where then Lala was narrating, like, this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. And we're like, hello, that clearly is a edited scene that they just put in. And then also the Ken Todd scene where he walks into the kitchen with Katie and with Lisa, and he's like, oh yeah, like Raquel spent the night with Tom Sandoval, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, okay, how scripted was that? So we all already called that. Lala Kent is now confirming that those scenes were edited and reshot. Now, she talked about it on her podcast, and I have a whole clip so we can all listen and watch together. But this is also from Us Weekly. It says, Lala Kent reveals which scenes from Vanderpump Rules were seemingly edited after Raquel Leviss and Tom Sandoval's cheating scandal. And don't forget, I have the clip so we can listen to it too. Flipping the script from Ariana Maddox's original reaction after she caught Tom Sandoval in a lie to alleged stage scenes, Lala Kent broke down major Vanderpump Rules edits amid Raquel Leviss's cheating scandal. I told you guys that we did not have any editing place in the episode until Scandal happened. I did speak too soon. Now remember, what I see beforehand is not always what makes it onto the television screen. The Beauty Mogul 32 said during the Wednesday, May 10th episode of her Give Them Lala podcast. That was the episode that she dropped today, and that's the clip that I have for us to listen to. Lala claimed that the alleged editing began after the off-screen Labor Day party where Tom, 40, lied to Ariana, who's 37, about not being able to leave amid her grandmother's death. What was added in after Scandal is they had me narrate what happened during the gathering, she continued. This Labor Day thing mattered enough for me to pull Ariana aside and have that conversation with her, but it wasn't a mind-blowing scene. Side note, this is what I said before, and this is proving my point. I said before how producers dropped the ball because they were like, oh, we just took Ariana's lead. She wasn't that concerned about Tom and Raquel. Sure, Lala was saying this, Allie was saying this, Katie was saying this, all these things were happening. But, Ariana didn't really care, so we didn't really follow that story that much, right? And so it's like, now they have to go back, have Lala narrate stuff, add insert scenes, add this, that, and the third, where if they had done their job and just actually followed the story, followed the facts, followed the information, followed the smoke, then they would have been the one at the bonfire instead of now going to back track. So that kind of confirms what we said before. But let's keep going. The Utah native recalled telling Bravo producers about the strange moments between Raquel, 28, and Tom ahead of their scandal. I watched them with no cameras and no Ariana around. And then it became a thing after Scandal happened where they didn't have any footage. They got footage from Sheena Shea's vlog to add it to the scene. She explained about Raquel and Tom spending time alone at the party. Again, producers, you dropped the ball. Y'all should have had that footage, but I'm happy Sheena did. Now we are starting to have interviews after Scandival happened in scenes from before that may not have made it. Some of the scenes may not have made it. They were absolutely filmed pre-Scandival that may have been insignificant at the time, but became very significant. Us Weekly confirmed in March that Ariana, 37, and the Tom Tom co-owner called it quits because she learned about his affair with Raquel. Now let's listen to what Ariana had to say about the whole situation. Not Ariana, what Lala had to say, okay? This is from her podcast. All right, here we go.
All of that all happened before Scandival. Okay? Again, I spoke way too soon about the editing. So let's break this down very, very quickly. James came into this office. All happened before Scandival. Okay? What was added in after Scandival is they had me narrate what had happened. Mm-hmm. So Labor Day, that party, for me was a huge moment because of what I watched, okay? And it was kind of a throwaway to people. I explained to producers about this Labor Day thing, and it was like, it mattered enough for me to pull Ariana aside and have that conversation with her. But it wasn't like mind-blowing Sandoval stayed at a party. It was more about like, you don't really show up for your girlfriend that much. These are things we're talking about. It certainly wasn't like, oh, they're fucking. Where for me, I was like, this is strange. I watched them, no cameras, no Ariana around. Mm-hmm. And then it became something after Scandival happened that they obviously they didn't have any footage. So they reached out to Sheena and said, you vlogged this party.
Thank God for that vlog.
Yep. The vlog is coming in handy.
It really is.
So they got that footage from her to add into the scene. So now we are starting to have interviews that were done after Scandival. We're starting to have scenes that may not have made it, that were absolutely filmed pre-Scandival, that maybe were like insignificant at the time, that became very significant. Like James and Tom Sandoval going and smoking weed. And him talking about dipped out. She dipped out and went to my bedroom. Not my bedroom, but like my guest bedroom.
Yeah.
That no one thought anything of. It was like he just messed up. This scene's like kind of boring. We'll throw it away.
Quick question on that. Do you know if that was before or after he came to the office? Because James seemed a bit uncomfortable and suspicious, but then he comes to the office.
Before.
Okay, but then he seemed to be doubting you, right?
He says because it's so mind-blowing.
So he didn't even think anything like
you were. He thought nothing of it.
That's what I wanted to.
So when people say that this is staged, it's not staged. This is not a staged thing. Ariana didn't sit with a producer and go, yeah, I'm okay with my life blowing up for ratings. None of it is staged. Mm-hmm. But you can't just drop, at the very end, this bomb like, oh, and by the way, Tom and Raquel were fucking.
Right.
You have to fit it into the story somehow. And there were, like y'all say, Easter eggs the whole time that may have been insignificant at the time that are actually very pertinent to this case.
Investigator Lala.
Is pertinent the right word?
I think so, and I'm impressed.
I heard it on Seinfeld last night. Maybe I should Google it. I didn't go to college. Let's talk about the scene with Ken when he walks in and drops the bomb of all bombs.
Let's talk about it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at, you guys. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Everyone said this seems staged. This seems like he's acting. One of two things has happened when Ken Todd comes in and drops that bomb. The first one is, I know Ken Todd well. And that dude has told me some like piping hot tea at times where he just rolls in, or like I'll see him at Sir or Pump or wherever, and he like drops something on me that I'm like, hold on, Ken, come on back here. Come on back here with Puffy. I need to talk to you. Or, this is what I'm thinking. Lisa loves to maintain that she is out of the drama. I don't want to be a part of it. She's the hierarchy. Is that right? The right word?
Yes.
She's top dog.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want to, she's not getting involved in the messiness of the peasants.
Right.
So who is the sacrificial lamb?
Not Ken.
Ken. Yep. Lisa's not going to come in and get her hands dirty with that.
No.
Which, by the way, if I were in Lisa's position, I would be like, I'm not getting involved in this. I don't need to come in and drop this bomb. But Ken, you'll do it. That's what I think happened. But I do know that Lisa was the first to know that that Raquel slept over there. We watched it with that tasting.
Right.
Right?
Have you spoken with Lisa? Did she think something was up, or did she just think, because my gut or my whatever, when I watch it, I'm like, oh, she thinks they're being inappropriate, but she doesn't think there's an affair going on.
No, everyone seems to keep thinking like the optics. Mm-hmm. I just don't know that I'd feel comfortable. That's why I finally was like, I'm going to call it like I see it.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yep. Yeah.
And I don't know that, I think Allie maybe would have said something like that, but she's new to the group. She's walking on eggshells. Katie is in business with Ariana. Mm-hmm. I really had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And I also, had I maybe been in the position of Katie, maybe, which she did though, at the Heartspring party. She did say to Ariana, I have a hard time believing that she's a good friend to some people and a shitty person to others.
Amazing line, because I totally agree.
I agree too.
If you show yourself, it's like the people who are shitty to the waiters and waitresses. That's who you are.
That is who you are. So Katie was dropping it like a friend would drop it. Like, I'm walking delicately with you, but then you get me in a room with James and we are just like, and James saying, if Sandoval is fucking Raquel.
I know, but he didn't believe it. You could tell.
No, he didn't believe it. You guys, this was all happening. You were here that day.
I know. We mentioned it. It was, you expected it and you still broke down sobbing. So imagine how everyone else was. Wild.
Beyond.
Yes.
Into the abyss. How the fuck did we not see it? But like I said on Watch What Happens Live, it's a whole different beast when it's confirmed. It's one thing to be like, the way they're moving, something's going on. I think they're fucking, to where like, oh shit, there's an intimate video.
Yeah.
You know?
And the way, I mean, I know we're going to get into it, but just the way Ariana, she had no fucking idea. And I know, or maybe she did, but the way her defending Raquel and like, I trust her as a friend. I love her. She's been nothing but sweet to me. And I know you'll get into that.
I want all of your thoughts too, because I have so many notes. And
yes, I want all of your thoughts. Lala has been writing notes all week and I'm like, speak.
No.
All right, you guys, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Lala has confirmed everything that we said last week about the producers creating re-edited scenes, pushing everything together, and then the whole staged Ken Todd scene when he comes into the kitchen. So the tea is hot, the tea is popping. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the producers now having to go back because they dropped the ball, that they didn't actually believe Katie and Allie and Lala being like, hey, something inappropriate's going on, and them just taking Ariana's word that nothing's going on. And now they have to go back and sort of scramble for footage and put together these re-edited scenes. Let me know what you guys think about that. Put it down below. So with that, you guys, let's move on to our next story. Dun, 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 dun. So this one is all